IVM.
Hey you guys, it's another day of the week and we are back with a special episode of Waddaplayah, and I'm very happy about today's episode because today we only talk about cricket, which is sad because Dudeja is not here, my other cricket friend. But instead...
He left out of embarrassment.
Yeah, he actually got so upset that he went to England.
The story about Dudeja is Dudeja went to England thinking India will make the finals, and he'll if not in the stadium, watch it in the fan park.
Yeah.
I don't know what Bangladesh fan park he's going to watch it in now.
But I mean,
welcome to the episode.
Yes.
This is my co-host Aakash who just spoke, and I'm Mikhail, and Dudeja is somewhere in England crying at the ruin of his holiday.
I mean, you know what? It was really nice because we were on the flight. He was on the flight when we were texting and giving him updates of the score.
Correct.
And midway through the updates, he says, "F this London ke plans, batao kya karna chahiye idhar dekhne ko." So I think he's made peace with the fact that he might not get to watch the World Cup, but at least he's there.
Yes, at least he's there. But this is a special episode, as Aakash said. This is since the World Cup has approached the end game. We are reviewing the semi-finals and previewing the final that no one predicted. After months of victory, as you know, because I'm the prediction champion.
Yes.
We have all collectively lost.
Yeah, we all tied
Because we all predicted India to win and England to win, and England won, but India lost, and so it's a tie. But great semi-finals weren't it?
I feel like the only reason New Zealand has been able to make it to this stage of the World Cup is because New Zealand has an extra player on their side. It's called the rain. Okay. First, it let them avoid playing us. Okay, in that match, so that we both got 1 point. And this time, the only reason they won is because the day became a 2-day, international, and it was just, and no doubt there was absolutely stellar bowling in that first opening spell.
You're a fan of sour grapes, no?
No. It's not that.
Don't lie. Don't lie.
It's not
it's
that.
It's fine. They won fair and square. It's great. They didn't do cloud seeding for the rain to come.
I'm not saying they did cloud seeding. I'm just saying that the fortune favors the brave.
And they are very brave.
And that's why fortune favored them. I guess we were less brave.
No, we were also brave. It was a simple game of cricket, I feel. As we've been saying it all tournament, that if India's top 2 get out in a hurry, we are in a very tight spot.
I agree.
Perhaps
that's why it hurt also, because it was the same thing that I was saying throughout and saying,
we were all saying that throughout. I think there was no one who watched cricket for more than 6 months who didn't say that.
Yeah, exactly. And
except for Virat Kohli, probably.
Virat was telling himself, chalega.
Virat was like, just intent, guys. Just whatever you do with intent, we'll win World Cup. Tum bhajiye tal rahe ho,
do it with intent.
Yeah, we'll win World Cup for that.
Yes.
But it was a very bitter pill to swallow when the top 3 got out for 1 run each, which is a record, by the way. No top 3 have got out for 1 run each ever in an ODI.
Well, hey, at least we won that.
Yeah, it's better than the World Cup, man. but you know the irony of this World Cup, I don't know what the scenario is right now, but mid-tournament when England was going through that bad patch, England lost the number 1 spot to India, right?
Yeah.
And I think I remember at that time hearing that even if England win the tournament now, they will not become number 1. Which is absurd, right? Like, you enter a tournament being number 1 and you exit it having won the tournament. How are you not still number 1?
Yeah, I think the thing is, the ODI ranking is the date on which it's calculated is not the same date as like the loop of it. जो annual player ODI team of the year ये वो का जो ranking का जो निकलता है वो अलग time पे निकलता है और ये final अलग time पे हो रहा है. So it's kind of in the middle of a cycle,
I guess.
Secondly, in the real time sense of it, based on all the matches played since X time of calculation, like उसके हिसाब से we are coming out to be number 1. So it's not about the World Cup per se. In the World Cup they're the top team, but in international cricket they're not necessarily the highest rated team.
Perhaps. But there was what did you think of the India-New Zealand final? What was your graph of emotions with that? We started the last episode watching the first day of the one day. Live in the studio. What do you think of that 2-day one-day international?
Man, it was the first day I was in really high spirits. When it rained again, I was like, okay, maybe this is a 20-over chase for us. Because that was the conversation on that day.
Yes.
कि अभी भी हो सकता है match.
And you wanted it to be a 20-over chase.
I didn't care at that point. I felt like, anything would be better than taking it to the next day. Because what we were relying on that day was the fact that it would get better in the second half of the day when we were batting, and that would have helped us. And I knew कि अगर कल सुबह आया, because if you think about it, in New Zealand this was like a premonition happening to us, right? It happened to us in the warm-ups, it happened to us in the series there as well. The minute the ball swings,
yes, correct,
we are screwed. And and that was my biggest fear कि कल अगर सुबह खेला तो swing होगा ही.
The thing is, I found that if they scored 240 in 46 overs, okay, or whatever their score was at 46 overs, I found it very hard to digest that in 20 overs the score to chase would be 148. That seemed kind of ridiculous to me.
Oh, but that's how the Duckworth Lewis calculation goes, no?
Yeah, but I don't know. I found that weird. To begin with that. Then the fact that I thought we bowled a good first 4 overs the next day, the second
it was
day.
Great, yeah.
25 runs in 24 balls or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a 1 run and ball difference. That was quite good. And it was the thing. You always get screwed by what you don't think you are threatened. We all kept saying Trent Bolt will come, Trent Bolt will come, Bolt will do this, Bolt will do that.
And Henry struck.
Yes. It was so bloody horrible.
But man, watching them bowl was like an inspiration, dude. Like just that opening spell. If you look at
it was great cricket, man.
It was great cricket. Just looking at Kohli's wicket, you see how you are setting him up. You see those balls swinging in, swinging out, swinging in, swinging out, and then the fourth ball, the way it just swings in perfectly.
Yeah.
You're literally seeing somebody be bested. You know what I mean? It's not ki galti ho gaya.
Yeah,
it's not margin of error. It's just ki this guy is way better at his job than you are at your job today.
When 3 wickets fell, how did you think the match was going to progress?
I was very
because our picture of what is going to happen kept changing every 5-10 overs. So when 3 wickets fell, when you were 5 for 3, what was your picture of the match?
So I would divide it like further. I would say the first 2 wickets I wasn't concerned.
Okay.
When Rohit went, Kohli went, I said, chalega.
Okay.
Law of averages, they can't perform every match. This is going to happen. Okay, when KL went, because at this point it's KL and Pant, I felt like these two are, I don't know if they'll do it, but if anybody can do it now, they only have to do it. And then when KL went and Dhoni did not come.
Yes.
That is where I was like, because they're forgetting. I think the key strength of Dhoni now is getting runs out of the other player.
The key strength of Dhoni now, which we don't know how long it's going to be a strength for. The thing is, we wasted this unique thing that comes with being Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Is that someone made the point after the match? It was a great point. And it's not a point that's very rare to hear. It's that Dhoni is not scoring. So you send him up the order to get used to first. But that's the smaller effect of sending Dhoni up the order. The bigger effect of sending Dhoni up the order is that he shepherds the other person.
Exactly. He gets runs. He has the other.
No, whether he gets runs or the other person or no is a different thing. He would have tempered Rishabh Pant's instincts in that situation. Because the thing is, I don't know why in this country we are not laying responsibility on Rishabh Pant. We want to give him the opportunity to play the World Cup.
Yeah.
But when he's not performed in a crunch situation, we're like, oh, he's a Naujawan and all that.
Yeah.
Screw that. It's a World Cup. I don't care what your age is. We're supposed to win the match.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, had Dhoni been there, no.
Yes.
That's what you needed. You shouldn't have Pant and Hardik cannot be batting at the same time.
The thing is, they can be batting at the same time. It can't be when the score is 3 wickets down for single digits.
Exactly.
That is not the time for those two.
These two are on the pitch when
not
it's
yet.
end ka explosion chahiye. Tabi
No,
usko leke aao.
even if they come midway. Even if they come midway.
But you need to have a shepherd.
They couldn't have been first ball players, new ball players. That's what I'm saying. Dinesh Karthik also did not perform well, which I was particularly disappointed by because I thought it would be so poetic to his career, having been in before Dhoni, then being out for a long time, then starting to reinvent himself, making that comeback, or getting that Nida Haas final, then again not being in the team, and now finally, if he had to win this match for India, it would have been a brilliant sunset to his career.
But many narratives that could have been but were not on that day for India.
Yeah,
that's essentially what it boiled down to. And I feel like, our bowling really, really is what got us through this tournament when you think about it.
Of course.
No total was too small for them. No batsmen seemed too scary.
But to be fair, our bowling was only truly tested against Afghanistan.
Perhaps, yes.
Which was not the team to test your bowling against. And it failed the test
against England also.
Yes, quite comprehensively, I would say.
But I think that brings us to that second match also, because that's where you can see, England's
we have a lot to discuss in the India-New Zealand match left, man. Dinesh Karthik gets out. Hardik Pandya walked in, didn't he? We have 4 wickets down at that point. Yes, Hardik Pandya walked in, which is again a mystery as to why Dhoni did not come. I really would like to at some point hear why Dhoni did not come, because this is going to be discussed for decades. Let's be honest, it's going to be discussed for decades. This final is going to be analysed like the 96 final that we lost.
This, you mean this semi-final?
The semi-final, sorry.
Yeah, at the same time, I feel like, it's best to forget, let it go, get the next guy. I mean, how much will we dissect this fact? Is it out of fear? Is it a strategic decision? With all Dhoni innings that are questionable, there's always a very strong argument of, but we only made it where we did because he was there as well.
But that's not, we're not trying to undo the past.
I'm saying within that match as well.
What I want to come out of the analysis of this match is that, I mean, like, we all know it, we just need a particular incident to prove it, is that power is really concentrated in somebody in this setup, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's the captain, whether it's the coach, whether it's the selector, I want that to be determined. I want it to be correctly determined. I don't want a scapegoat to come out of this.
Yeah.
And I want that power to be questioned and that power to be reassessed. Because whoever took that decision, why didn't you send Dhoni at 4? Why were 2 youngsters sent out in the middle, and like you'll say they are really talented and all that.
No, but this was not the time for that.
This was not the time for that. And like, it's very easy for us to talk in retrospect as well. But there were things that could have been fixed.
Yeah.
Which should have been fixed, which many people were saying, bro, fix this thing, it's right in front of us.
Yeah.
And they weren't fixed. I would like for the unrestricted power around one person to be checked post the semi-final. I don't want heads to roll. I just want...
Just to be questioned.
Yes, I want questions to be asked. And perhaps the selection panel to be made more independent.
Yeah, but I feel like, this is something that's been a problem with the BCCI for a very long time. They're not very clear. They're very stoic. They will not tell you what's going on. You look at Ravi Shastri, good day, bad day, can't tell.
Yeah.
This, and it's like Dhoni era hangover kind of thing because he is such a cold guy.
You know what is so poetic? What else is so poetic about this semi-final?
That Kane Williamson finally beat Kohli after the under-19
That's
thing.
another aspect to it. Is that Ambati Raidu must have enjoyed this match in 3D glasses. I would have loved to be Ambati Raidu on the second day of that semi-final, having the skills he possessed, being for the situation that happened in the semi-final. That's why
he got invited by Iceland Cricket, right, to come and play. And
you're a fool, right? And that's a troll account.
Is it?
That's
a shame.
It's a troll account, and
that's a shame.
Like many media outlets have been like, bro, Iceland Cricket invited Ambati Raidu to play.
That's hilarious.
I think Hindustan Times also carries this board. Iceland Cricket offers 3-year contract to Ambati Raidu and all that. It's a troll account.
That's a shame because he would have really liked playing in Iceland.
but yeah, so I feel like, but I don't think he would have taken this solace. He would have rather played in the World Cup and either won or failed with India. But the value of Ambati Raidu was highlighted.
Yeah, I love that you said the value of Ajinkya and then, just complete, because even Ajinkya is not even worth an accidental mention anymore. It's so sad to me.
I don't mean this team. I mean Indian men's cricket needs surety in its players. Everyone's really insecure about their place. Everyone doesn't know what they're going to do in which match. I feel it should be at the very least, loosely defined.
But I feel like there are only 2-3 positions where this is a problem, man. It's not the whole team that is in this limbo.
Bro, the top 3 in ODI cricket are assured of their place. Only Jasprit Bumrah in the bowlers is assured of his place.
No, it's very clear. I think, Bhumi is going to take a step. Bhumi is closing to retirement. Shami will end up playing a little more, I feel.
Bhuvi is younger than Shami, man.
I know, but man, I feel like Bhuvi is going to retire first.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Bhuvi all-rounder. That would be fun also. I feel like these are GI Joes that we can get in different combinations,
No, I feel like we need surety in places, one. And I would like for Indian cricket to be more transparent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a cute thing to end this. This little hope that you have.
Yes. So on to the second semi-final.
The organization called the Board of Cricket Control.
Board of Control of Cricket in
sorry,
India.
Not even cricket control. Control of cricket would be transparent at some point. Yes, the other semi-final.
Yes, England versus Australia. We all predicted England, yes. But I don't think we foresaw the badgering.
Yeah.
The badgering that the Australians got at the hands of
and both physical and emotional.
Yes. By the way, I missed what happened with Jason Roy. I kept hearing Jason Roy behaved badly. I didn't watch this. What happened with Jason Roy?
There was a argument between the Jason Roy and the umpire about something. There was some call that was taken and he got oi.
It was like Dhoni in the IPL.
Little bit, not nearly as aggressive.
Oh,
as aggressive as Englishmen can be.
Oh, okay. Okay. It was not worth a mention basically.
Okay. What I loved watching, my 2 favorite things I feel was one was when Carey got hit by Jofra. I don't know if you saw that happen.
I saw that.
Oh my God, the presence of mind to take his helmet, to catch his helmet before it falls on the stumps.
Yeah.
Man, that was brilliant.
Alex Carey came out of that match looking like
A
an
hero, dude.
A-grade stud.
Yeah.
An
man.
A-grade stud. He could have been a cowboy and a sheriff at the same time in the 1800s. That's how cool he was.
He was amazing, dude.
Yeah.
And then to just keep playing like this. Kya hai? Khuni to nikla hai. And 90 kilometer an hour cricket ball hits your face.
Chin, not even face. Chin.
Chin, and you have the presence of mind to catch a helmet. Really, dude? That's like the only comparison I can think of. It is Richard Pryor being on fire and still having the space of mind to capture observations of what's happening while he's on fire.
Yeah, this is a good observation for sports fans.
Yeah.
A niche comedy reference.
Sorry, guys. But yeah, it is wonderful to see. The second thing I feel like England was dealing blows like psychologically to get all out at 49 overs.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then the next team comes and first 10 overs they haven't lost a wicket. Right?
Yeah.
That I think in itself psychologically, like Mitchell Starc has been great at defending throughout this World Cup. Suddenly he went for some 70 odd.
Correct. England were out to prove a point for sure.
Yeah.
England knows that India was supposed to win the other match. The fact that New Zealand have come, New Zealand might feel lucky to be in the final. And so they're stamping their authority on the final in the semi-final itself. And now, okay, fine. England had the same problem that India did, which was that their top three were getting too many runs. Not even their top three, their openers were two of the top three scorers in the World Cup, which is such a joke right now because pre-semi-final, we predicted we would have backed all three of them to go past Sachin's record. And Sachin's record looks like it's going to stand for another 4 years now.
Yeah.
It's odd, I would say. So they had the same problem as India. They relied too much on their openers. Their openers got out. Steve Smith came out looking like a bloody star.
Boss, dude. Yeah.
Like I really like that comparison people started drawing with Kohli in ICC knockout matches.
Yeah.
Where
Kohli's all single digit.
Kohli's highest score is I think 35 in an ICC knockout one day match. And Steve Smith has not scored below like 60 or something like that.
It was really funny when they were showing it on the match also when he got the 18. Because he came out on booze, right? So they were showing the packaging of, he's coming out on booze, he's hitting shot. And then they're showing his score. And there is a photo of Steve Smith standing with his hands like little guns. like, like pow kind of face. And he was just like smiling and happy. And you're like, okay, this is perfect. It felt like that was how Steve Smith felt after that.
At that point when they lost the first 2 or 3 wickets, when basically Carey and Smith were batting, did you think at that point Australia will get this?
I felt like they would. At that point, I was looking at it and saying, okay, if Steve Smith can cross 50, we are looking at like a 280, 270 maybe. But then they really fucking bowled well, dude.
They bowled very well.
I feel like the conversation going into the tournament around England was one centered around ki batting heavy hai, bowling ka pata nahi. But between Vokes and Jofra only that spell to again, it's so interesting, that both of the semi-finals virtually getting decided in the first 10 overs. And it's literally that, like what Kohli said after the match also, 45 minutes of bad cricket can really cost you. Which is exactly what happened with both the teams, I feel.
I'm finding like India's dominance on the ICC is a bit much. Like now there's talk of why maybe the next World Cup should be playoffs and not semi-finals. Because India topped the league and got out. I find that so bloody stupid.
It's very annoying.
And it's so small. It's like you can't look out of your skull also. Like it's a World Cup. It's the point is that you can do everything and still not get the result. That's the lesson you should take out of this.
I completely
and not
agree.
be like, let's create a system to ensure that we could get more out of it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's so funny, because cricket was the colonizer's tool against us and we're trying to colonize it now.
Yeah, but I hate it. I hate it.
Worst.
I don't want anyone to colonize the sport.
Yeah.
Colonize each other. I don't care. Colonize each other. Just don't colonize the sport. Please.
Are you going to watch the finals?
I'm going to watch for sure. It's going to be such an interesting final. For the first time in 2 decades, there's going to be a new champion.
Yes.
These two teams are like complete opposites.
Yes.
They have like completely opposite philosophies towards cricket right now. One has come dominating a semi-final. One has come
scraping through,
controlling the semi-final, not scraping through. Because as soon as India lost 3, they were on top and they then controlled. They were good front runners.
Great fielding.
They were great front runners in that game. England were just dominant from the start in their semi-final. So it's going to be a really interesting final.
I think the pitch also, arguably, if it was anywhere else.
England doesn't have left-arm fast bowlers, right?
No.
But New Zealand has Trent Bolt. And no one
पर
else.
इसमें interesting क्या है ना कि even the pitch that you're looking at, if it was Trent Bridge or something, no, you would be convinced that England would win because it's a flatter pitch. Lords grips a lot more. Okay, it swings, it spins, it's a very complex, it's like it really holds the pitch. It's not the kind of pitch where it's just like, कि आके बस ठोकने गए. So it's going to be a really nice, if I have a feeling if Bolt can swing it in the first 5, no? Like
I don't think it's that dependent on Bolt. Actually, it is dependent on Bolt because of the slope at Lords. All the cricket experts are saying that a left armer generates the kind of movement that you are not a fan of if you're a batsman.
Yeah.
So which is why I was saying if Australia make it to the final, it's going to be really tough to put your money against Australia.
Yeah.
Australia has Mitchell Starc and they have some more left arm fast bowlers also. So I think the key is in the left arm fast bowler. So Trent Bolt will be important.
Yeah.
Like Trent Bolt is the standout trump card, wild card.
Yeah.
Besides that, it's then a battle of philosophy in this World Cup final.
I really do hope that England doesn't bat first though.
Yes, if England bats first, they could take the game out of New Zealand's control.
Yeah.
I would ideally, as a fan of the sport, since I don't back either of the teams otherwise.
Yeah.
But I would hope to see New Zealand bat first so that I can see the battle truly being fought.
Yeah.
Because it's not like England can't chase. England very well demonstrated that they can chase.
Yeah,
a
definitely.
score.
And not just decimate a score they are chasing. It was it was a perfect, it was such a perfect, batting display, dude. Openers coming in, openers keep, like these two openers between Bairstow and Roy, they are consistently getting over 60 runs. Consistently getting over 60 runs.
And we saw that with two other teams and they failed in the semi-finals. So you don't be surprised if
but
this
then,
doesn't click.
the beauty of it is that England has a way more sure middle order than the other teams.
Do they? The middle order is known to collapse in this tournament itself, man.
No. Khel lenge,
Those 2-3 matches that they lost was a middle order collapse. In those matches, even Joe Root, who's supposed to be the root of the middle order, oh wow,
he also fell.
Even he fell, and Ben Stokes was the lone
but then
guy.
That's my point, ना कि कुछ नहीं तो Ben Stokes खेल लेता है. So कोई ना कोई खेल लेता है. ऐसा नहीं अपने जैसा नहीं कि ऐसा डर जाओगे तुम कि अभी क्या होएगा. Because as an Indian fan, when you watch first 3 are down for 3 runs, suddenly there is fear in your heart. With England, I don't feel like England fans are sitting there with fear in their heart.
I think there's fear in England's heart as well. I think like this top 3 dominance is a global philosophy. At least with the big 3, it's with England, Australia, and India. They tend to rely on their top 3. Maybe England the least because England wants to have like GT batsmen, like genetically modified batsmen throughout the GMO batsmen. So maybe they face it the least, but it's a phenomenon with all 3.
Let's see how this goes.
But I listened to the previous episode, as I predicted, Ross Taylor and Kane Williamson would be important. Although I got the result wrong, that's okay. That's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I also said Bolt will get 3 wickets. Did he get 3?
No, he didn't. Matt Henry got 3.
Oh, Matt Henry got 3. God damn.
Okay, but now, is there anything
By the
else?
way, Sunday is also important for other sports, Mikhail. I know you are forgetting.
Oh, okay. You Googled what today? You Googled the most famous sporting weekend in the world. Okay.
It's, the English Grand
British?
British,
okay.
Why not?
Okay.
And the Wimbledon finals.
Which one?
Wimbledon finals. We don't know yet because the semis are happening today.
No, it's like doubles, mixed doubles, women's, men's.
Single men's. And others also.
Which one?
Women's, I guess.
What? It was only men's single.
Why you're stressing me out, man? Listen, you can't be discouraging when I'm trying also, na? I'm trying.
No, please try. I want to hear you on next week's episode where you're like, bro, Nadal, you know how he always plays, right? Like he plays like that only again.
But man, no, I really wish Hamilton wins this England one.
Why?
Because देखना कितना मस्त होगा. England World Cup जीतेगा. Hamilton ये जीतेगा.
Hamilton's
Good
dominating.
day for England. Brexit को भूल जाओ एक दिन के लिए.
Hamilton is dominating it way too much. I don't want Hamilton. I want a challenge. I want Hamilton to go through a bad run mid-season.
But not this Sunday. Let England win this Sunday.
No. In fact, he started moaning about this weekend. He started saying, "Why are you putting me on the same weekend as World Cup final and Wimbledon final?
You know what's
I want
hilarious?
to be on another weekend."
You know what's hilarious? There's a Surrey versus this thing match
Kent.
as well. Kent, I think, match as well. Not Kent, somebody else.
so whoever.
हाँ, but there's
The
a county match.
final.
हाँ, county match, relegation match है.
Oh.
On Sunday.
हाँ.
तो तू समझ, ये लोग बेचारा इंग्लैंड का प्लेयर इंग्लैंड में रह के इंग्लैंड का वर्ल्ड कप नहीं देखने वाले, जो इतने साल बाद इंग्लैंड
But
पहुंचा है.
that's damn cool. When Aziz Ansari came, I made sure I was on stage.
Yeah, I was also on stage. That's very true.
मैं क्यों जाऊंगा? मैं नहीं जाऊंगा. मैं अपना कर रहा हूँ. तू आना मेरा देखने. तो वो लोग भी फॉलो करेंगे.
Hey,
काउंटी में क्या हो रहा है?
That's why you didn't get thanked in the special. Okay. On that note, we're going to take a quick break and we will see you in a bit.
Hey Krupa, check out my beatboxing. Boots and cats and boots and cats
Man,
and
please
boots
stop.
and cats. Alright, check out my singing.
No, I'm serious, stop.
But why?
Because you're genuinely bad and because you've got actual talent to showcase. Presenting the ATKT Talent Time podcast where I, Krupa,
An IP man, chat with some immensely talented college students about the fun part of college, like freshers' life, the music and poetry scene, side hustles for college students.
and the not so fun like weird dress codes, hostel deadlines, and ragging.
New episodes every Tuesday on the IVM Podcast app, the IVM Podcast website, and wherever else you get your podcasts from. Hey Krupa, check out my poetry. Roses are red,
No.
violets
No,
are blue.
no.
You are special.
Okay, welcome back from the break. We're back to do the final prediction of this World Cup. That's
Yes.
right. Today just out of the running. He has left the country and gone out of embarrassment. That's right. He called and told me, Mikhail, I'm never coming back. I'm too embarrassed after losing to you on multiple weeks. And Aakash also. You can have my house and my car. So I'm going to move into Mahim very soon. But now to predict the all-important final, Aakash.
Yes.
Do you have a feeling or are you going to outright back someone?
Man,
You have to give reasons since we have only one
Yeah, of
match
course.
to predict this week.
Of course, I feel like I'm on because this is so much toss driven for me right now. It depends on who wins the toss, who bats first. Definitely, I feel like if England bats first, you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that England's going to take it away.
I mean, like, we both know how the game works out. We are now playing satta. We are now playing luck.
You're trying to make me gamble,
Yes.
which is something I do not do.
Do you want me to gamble first?
Yes, gamble first.
I'm backing New Zealand.
Okay.
Are you backing New Zealand or are you backing England?
Now that you are backing New Zealand, I'm going to back England.
That's kind of boring, but okay, sure.
No,
fine.
but because I do feel like England has a. England
The
winning
thing is,
this.
although I'm backing New Zealand, I also think England has a better chance
Okay.
to win.
Yeah. You want to back the underdogs.
You know what is interesting is that regardless of who is champion, we will see a very new kind of champion in the next 4 years. Because if England wins, England's going to walk around for the next 4 years like, oh yeah, I heard those jokes all those years. You invented the game and don't know how to play. Yeah. Next time, no, just sweep the grass. Okay, after we finish playing, just do this, do that. They'll walk around like lords, bro.
Yeah, I don't.
And if New Zealand wins,
Yeah.
they'll be the most humble champions cricket has ever seen because.
That's true.
Who could have possibly been the last humble champion? India was not humble at all when we won in
No, not
2011.
at all.
Australia has never been humble.
Never been.
Sri Lanka won before that and Sri Lanka was not humble either. Arjuna Ranatunga was captain. He threw his weight around. And they kind of redefined cricket after that for 4 years. Before that, Pakistan was champion. Pakistan was not humble at all.
Yeah.
Before that, Australia was champion. West Indies were not humble champions either.
Yeah.
The last humble champions were actually India in 83.
Yeah.
Uh,
Kapil Dev.
ironically. But New Zealand will be very humble champions. That will be interesting to see how cricket treats them if they are champions.
Yeah.
If they will still be treated as, this is that small country next to Australia or these are world champions.
I agree. I feel like if you were to pick this, as a battle of narratives, I feel like both of the narratives are really beautiful. But that way, New Zealand's narrative does make, hold, a higher place for me. Because...
You know what I would like to see is also that over the next 4 years, so this happens in darts, okay? Darts has a very sorted ranking system. The ranking system in darts is the first... It can be done in sports like darts and tennis, where everyone's expected to take part in a tournament, right? Like, it's not like... only 5 people make it to a tournament, only 10 people make it to a tournament.
Right.
Tournament's open to like hundreds of people, right? So the points in these sports is the prize money of the tournament. Whatever place you end up in the tournament and the prize money you get, those are your points. So whoever's then it's hard to debate, right? Because everyone's available to and invited to play the tournament. And wherever you finish, that's your points. This can't be done in cricket because prize money for an India-England series is much higher than a Bangladesh-West Indies series.
Yeah.
So in tennis, it's also graded as like the Grand Slam is 1,000 points and the one below that is 500 points and there are 250 points. So there should be World Cup is 2,000 points, Champions Trophy is 1,000 points. bilaterals are 500 points, and so on and so forth. Like it should be there should be points awarded to each kind of tournament being played.
Right.
Because then what that does is that very clearly determines who's world number one. Currently, it's so odd that England's going to win the World Cup and they're not world number one when they started it as number one, right? I feel like we've not got the ranking procedure right at all. What that does then is that very often in both sports, in darts and tennis, the world number one doesn't end up winning the world championship.
Right.
And that sets up a narrative for the next year in that, now there's going to be a battle for supremacy between the world champion and the world number one, because those are very justifiably determined.
But here also it is justifiably determined.
Bro, India is world number one after England wins the World Cup, you think that's justified?
Yeah, you have world champion and world number one fighting each other.
But England entered the tournament as world number one. They won the tournament and they've exited the tournament as world number two.
That happens sometimes.
No.
But that's
How
good
can that
now.
happen?
That's good now. World champion and world number one are different people. They can fight each other now.
No.
But it's the same person.
This is then a doctored sort of rivalry. I'm saying, bro, if England win the World Cup, there's no debate that India is then not in the narrative. India is a challenger, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can justifiably claim and be like, yeah, we are world number one.
But that's the beauty of cricket. It's a dichotomy of many things. It's an individual and a team sport. It's it's this and that all the time. So this is just one of the dualities that exist. It's
but
okay.
That's what I would have liked to see in the next 4 years is a world, because I don't think New Zealand will become world number one even if they win the World Cup.
They won't. They will be. They're still very far away.
Yeah. So I would like to see a two-pronged, a two-poled battle.
Right.
To conclude, you are backing England.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm backing New Zealand.
But who
who would you be more excited to see as champion?
New Zealand.
I think I would agree as well. But
I feel like England really deserves it as well.
England deserves it, and also it will be very entertaining to watch England be champions, dude. Like really, they will spit at some countries. If they become champions, they will behave like such assholes. I love it. I want to see it.
Let's see how it goes.
Ben Stokes will become Freddie Flintoff if they win. He will come to India, take off his shirt. Someone will do it in retaliation. That era will be back.
That would be fun. One main question for me though, at the end of this World Cup, is do we see Dhoni at the next one now?
Of course not.
Of course not?
No, a 42-year-old is not going to play the World Cup when already this entire country is backing Pant, which in my opinion is unjustified. But he's not going to be at the next World Cup for sure.
Fingers crossed.
If you are taking bets, when do you think he's retiring right now? Do you think he's playing another year? What do you think is happening?
Yeah, I think he should retire now. But I feel like अभी तो West Indies का series है. उसके बाद क्या है? उसके बाद
South Africa आ रहा है India.
बांग्लादेश वाला सीरीज भी है एक बीच में. I think he might retire in Bangladesh. That could be white ball cricket में he might retire after the Bangladesh series.
You know what I think is likely? It's going to be either two things. He can either retire now, which I don't think will happen because for some reason this has become a matter of national importance whether he retires or not. So what I think is going to happen is that he's going to play until March next year, retire from international cricket in March and retire from IPL next year.
No, he won't retire from IPL.
No, he's 39 now, man. He's not going to play. He's not going to be a 40-year-old playing IPL. And the thing is, he can't retire from IPL unannounced. He'll have to announce and then retire from IPL. Chennai will go mad if he retires unannounced.
No, but the South Africa T20s are before the Bangladesh series. So I feel like that is a good time for him to retire as well. I'm just saying, at the end of that series.
Could be.
Hey man, if you're listening.
Could be. But your bet is South Africa?
My bet is South Africa.
Okay, I think he might retire March next year.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
Let's see. And
I think it would only help us if he retired because the next person can be gotten in, can get some game experience.
No, you know what? The reason I think he won't retire now is because they'll say just as he stayed on for the last 2 years to shepherd Kohli as captain, he'll stay on for 1 more year to shepherd whoever's the next wicketkeeper as wicketkeeper. Some justification will be found for sure.
I hope not, man. I hope for once we do the right thing. We didn't do it and it cost us a World Cup.
I guess. But on that note, I guess that's all from this
this special edition.
Special edition of this of Waddaplayah.
Yeah.
I will be back next week. Aakash is traveling, I believe.
Yes, I have to go and make money.
And Dureja is crying somewhere in Europe.
Yes.
So I will be back with 2 guests. Joel D'Souza, another comic, will be on, and Mr. Unni. Those are the details I was given. Mr. Unni will be another guest.
I love it
on the show.
I love it.
So I will catch you next week to discuss Wimbledon. Oh yeah, Aakash, why did you follow up Wimbledon and British Grand Prix when I'm not going to be here to discuss it?
Because I know it's happening.
Okay, so I will be discussing F1, tennis and cricket next week with my 2 guests. And that's it from now. I'll see you next week. Aakash, can you make the final Instagram, Twitter announcement?
Absolutely. You can follow Mikhail at
Almeida Mikhail on Instagram and Mikhail Almeida on Twitter.
I am Kuch Bhi Mehta and not Kuch Bhi Mehta. And if you want this podcast, if you want other podcasts from IVM, you can check them out at IVM Podcast on Twitter and anywhere else that you get your podcast. That's Spotify, Savan or the IVM Podcast app. That's all.
Did you know that Parsis in Mumbai, instead of being left at the Tower of Silence after they die, are now cremated? And why? Because a cow fell sick in the early 1990s. Did you know that the smog in Delhi is caused by something that farmers in Punjab do and that there's no way to stop them? Did you know that there wasn't one gas tragedy in Bhopal, but 3? One of them was seen but 2 were unseen. Did you know that many well-intentioned government policies hurt the people they're supposed to help? Why was demonetization a bad idea? How should GST have been implemented? Why are all our politicians so corrupt when not all of them are bad people? I'm Amit Verma, and in my weekly podcast, The Seen and the Unseen, I take a shot at answering all these questions and many more. I aim to go beyond the seen and show you the unseen effects of public policy and private action. I speak to experts on economics, political philosophy, cognitive neuroscience, and constitutional law so that their insights can blow not only my mind, but also yours. The Seen and the Unseen releases every Monday. So do check out the archives and follow the show at seenunseen.in. You can also subscribe to The Seen and the Unseen on whatever podcast app you happen to prefer.
माणसं ना गोलगप्प्यासारखी असतात. हाय हॅलो करताना वेगळी आणि बोलताना वेगळी आणि गप्पा मारताना वेगळी, मित्र झाली की वेगळी आणि शत्रू म्हणून वेगळी, थोडक्यात दिसणारी वेगळी आणि असणारी वेगळी, कधी आंबट, कधी गोड, कधी तिखट, तर कधी चमचमीत आणि कधी कधी हॉट अँड स्पायसी सुद्धा. आणि म्हणूनच गप्पा सॉरी गोल गप्पा विथ तृप्ती खामकर फक्त तुमच्यासाठी दर बुधवारी IVM पॉडकास्टच्या ऍपवर, वेबसाईटवर किंवा युट्यूब चॅनलवर सुद्धा ऐकू शकता. तुम्ही आमचा पॉडकास्ट वेगवेगळ्या पॉडकास्ट प्लॅटफॉर्मवरती ऐकू शकता. फक्त सर्च करा गोल गप्पा विथ तृप्ती खामकर आणि आमचा पॉडकास्ट ऐकत राहा.